Ladies and gentlemen, I am here. I am ready. It is time. Lord Nuxanor is back for some Fallout lore. The complete Fallout timeline explained. This was just dropped 2 months ago, so this is prepping us for the live-action show, which I did not watch yet, but apparently it's good, and I want to watch it, and I will get to it. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, it is another Lord Nuxanor deep dive with zero prior knowledge to Fallout, aside from the thumbs-up blonde guy that kind of looks a little like he'd fit in a little bit too well with some other Aryan people. Well, let's not get into that. So let's see what we got here, ladies and gentlemen. The Fallout lore. Is it actually as dark as they say? War never changes. Alright, you saw that one coming.
Welcome to Mojo Plays, and today...
What? No, this is a Watch Mojo side channel for gaming? What? I didn't know they had that. Alright.
Today, we're doing a deep dive
Nice nose.
into the Fallout timeline, from the very first game through to the TV show today.
Alright.
And where you're kneeling must seem like an 18-karat run of bad luck.
Before
Got him.
we begin, we publish new content all week long, so be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos.
The Fallout lore isn't too complex.
Let's go! Let's go! I could use some not complex lore, bro. I thought that it was a joke. I went through Kirby's lore, and I was like, bro, it's Kirby. Easy peasy schmeezy pickles, Kirby. And then it ended up being this weird Eldritchian nightmare. Alright, so I'm happy we got some slightly less complex lore.
But there is a lot of it.
Hell yeah.
With the game world having an entire alternate history that begins centuries before you step out of your first vault.
That sounds mega complicated. Why would you say that?
Much of Fallout's history is the history of our own world, with a few differences deep in the past.
Alright.
Things like the influence of the fictional Cabot family on Boston way back in the 18th century. But things get notably different around the
Oh god, is that an Adventure Time cloud?
Second World War, when Fallout pursues alternate forms of technology to us in the real world.
Interesting. That's the converging timeline? The fact that they use different tech than the nukes? That's interesting.
Specifically, they invest hugely in nuclear physics,
Well, okay.
mastering nuclear fission and eventually nuclear fusion to create vast amounts of power. Energy is revolutionized,
Bro, this is just the if Oppenheimer was even better at his job lore.
but other forms of technology, like television and radio, remain stuck in the 1950s, never moving on, except that they're nuclear powered now.
People enjoyed love.
Why? Like, why would actually mastering nuclear power, fusion, and fission keep you stuck in the past for the rest of technology?
Luxuries once
What, they had an energy source, so they never had to invest in, like, actually figuring out electricity-based energy? That's interesting, I guess.
thought the realm of science fiction. Domestic robots. Fusion-powered cars.
Alright.
Fallout is so concerned with technology and exploring the impact its futuristic tech has on the world that all of its biggest private companies work in science and technology. Many of them
Alright.
becoming defense contractors for the US government.
America! Freedom, baby! Freedom! Freedom, America! That's us in America. We talk about nuclear fusion, fission, and capitalism. America.
These are companies like Vault-Tec, Robco, and Repcon. Vault-Tec is,
You fool! You think the richest person is gonna be Amazon? You fool! We have nuclear power!
of course, hugely important, because it's the company behind the vaults that save humanity, at least on paper. Robco Industries, meanwhile, was run by Mr. House before the war, and is responsible for practically all of the robots we encounter, as well as inventing the Stealth Boys. Finally, Repcon largely built rockets, but was crucially
Right.
contracted by the US government to create new fuel sources, including...
Well, obviously, because it's so wild. So basically, because nuclear fusion technology is so advanced, right? It's so freaking crazy advanced. They feel like they never actually had to tap into other forms of electricity. So interestingly enough, it stunted their technology in many ways because it was a crutch to them. That is so interesting. Right? Most people think progress is progress, but sometimes progress and complacency could be a halt in other forms of progress, which is an interesting take.
nuclear fission, which makes the world go round.
war.
War never changes?
war never changes.
Bro, this is the second time you played that clip. God damn it. Find more material.
The world was also reliant on fossil fuels by this point, a finite resource.
Oh my god, this is so sad. Nuclear power and fossil fuels. The world of Fallout is just absolutely uber gefucked by the goddamn government using toxic power sources. It's just what if global warming wasn't just a conspiracy?
But nuclear power was a finite resource too, because it depended.
Because you destroyed the world, bro! Of course it's finite. Fossil fuels is finite because when you run out of fossils, you can't do fucking, you can't use it. Nuclear power is finite because sooner or later, you're gonna annihilate the ozone layer. Oh god.
On uranium. This eventually led the world's two largest superpowers, the United States and China, into conflict through the resource
What
wars.
happened to Russia? Bro, Putin out there slapping his knee. God damn it.
Beginning in
forgot about
2052. Our only real look into what the world was like at this time is through the liberation of Anchorage simulation.
Yeah, not like those Chinese communist bastards.
It shows American soldiers
That's gonna take out of context and sound very racist, but you know what I mean.
freeing Alaska from Chinese occupation. Alaska had been under occupation since 2066 when the Sino-American War broke out, but in early 2077 it was brought back into the US.
All right.
China's power led to
Poor Alaskans out there. Bro, they're fighting over Alaska. Who wants Alaska? That place is cold as tits. Like, come on, man.
extreme paranoia within the US about the impact of communism, which again...
No! No, it is communism. I was just joking. It was a joke. I didn't think that it was actually like a whole communist... Oh. Bro, that's crazy.
mirrors
Don't say pre-watched. I don't want to hear it.
real life in the 1950s, when America was gripped by the Second Red Scare and thought communism was hiding around every corner. But in
Really?
Fallout, these fears weren't unfounded.
Well, in real life, it wasn't really unfounded either.
Not only were spies genuinely working to undermine America, as we see in Fallout 3,
I mean, they probably still are. All those communist sleeper agents still sitting among us. You never know who they are.
Point Lookout DLC,
They're sus.
but China had armed submarines stationed around the coast.
Bro, that guy got stormtrooper aim. Bro's got stormtrooper aim. There we go.
This, of course, culminated in the Great War, which lasted for all of 2 hours on October 23rd.
Fuck, dude, that sounds way too real. The Great War lasted 2 hours, because when people are gonna fucking drop nukes, it's really not gonna take much longer than that. God damn.
2077. America and China together, in the last hours of the Sino-American War, destroyed the world. Some people survived, either by descending into vaults or by finding refuge in other places.
So these vaults are basically these bunkers, like these underground bunkers that people are living in to survive a nuclear holocaust.
We can see this play out at the beginning of Fallout 4, as the sole survivor descends below the Commonwealth to be cryogenically frozen. In Fallout 3, we see that a community managed to survive by hiding in the Lamplight Caverns, creating Little Lamplight. On the other side of the country,
Okay, all right.
Vegas was left largely unscathed because of Mr. House protecting it with his superior technology.
Vegas survived because he had Mr. House had one state, one city that he needed to keep alive and safe, and he picked Vegas because all the high rollers are there.
But it would take a long time for the world to even begin to recover.
They returned with tales of a city untouched by the warheads that had scorched the rest.
No, Vegas, because the fucking rich guys survived, dude. Why is this so real? Why is it so real? Massive nuclear war, missiles and rockets flying back and forth. Humanity is at the brink of extinction. And then you got like all the rich fucks just sitting in Vegas.
Of the world, and a great wall spanning the Colorado River.
With the exception of Fallout 4's opening, the earliest we've ever gone in the Fallout timeline is 2102, which is when Fallout 76 begins.
Okay.
You start in Vault 76, a vault designed to celebrate the
Wait,
science
is it called Fallout 76 because it was Vault 76? I thought it was because it was in the year 2076.
of the Declaration of Independence back in 1776, when it opens 25 years after the war. Luckily, Vault 76 was one of Vault-Tech's control vaults, meaning it didn't have any sinister experiments running in the background.
That's nice.
Even better, Appalachia is definitely a more pleasant place
Appalachia? Bro, that's Wendigoon country.
than other Fallout settings, though it's been ravaged by scorch beasts, which are enormous mutated bats. Because
Thank you, nuclear power. Bro, thank you, nuclear power. That's fucking crazy.
it's an MMO, the plot of Fallout 76 is always growing.
Yo, Fallout 76, that's the thing Internet Historian made a video on like 4 years ago. I don't know, I never watched it. I just knew that there was like this whole drama about it. Guys, we're gonna watch that shit after this if you want. 10,000 likes, we'll watch the Internet Historian Fallout 76 video.
With expansions released following the Zeta aliens and returning to Pittsburgh. But you spend the early hours and initial quests in the game trying to rid Appalachia of the Scorch Beasts and the infected humans they leave behind.
Damn.
Known as the Scorched.
Bro, this is just if Oompaville was the main character in his biggest nightmare.
It ends when you drop a nuclear bomb.
Really, bro? Really, bro? Is that the solution? Is the dog! Is that really the solution, dog? Oh my god. There are nuclear mutated creatures everywhere. Humanity is on the brink of extinction. You must nuke them now.
Appalachia bounces back from this quickly enough. Crucially, this is one of the earliest iterations of the Brotherhood of Steel we see, even though they were actually established in 2076, right before the Great War. But Fallout 76 is still set far away from the main continuity of games, since the story really begins in the year 2161 in California.
Okay. It's always California. California's already communist. All right, like let's be real here. California hath fallen. It hath fallen. That's why all the rich people are moving, moving to fucking Texas and Florida, so they don't have to pay taxes.
Where Fallout, a post-nuclear role-playing game, starts. Almost 90 years.
Oh, so that's the first game. Crazy.
After the war that destroyed the world. You're playing as the Vault Dweller, who's been chosen to leave Vault 13, another safe control vault. Because the vault needs extra water chips to operate their water purifier. Otherwise, it's not going to survive. You leave the
Got it, because the world is very not pure right now.
Vault and soon encounter Shady Sands, a small town that's beaten the odds and already learned how to grow fresh crops in the wasteland.
That's crazy. So it's a survival world, right? It's kind of Last of Us-ish. I don't know. I've never played any of the Fallout games. Or watch the Fallout show yet, even though I really do want to. And I probably will after this, because this looks fucking fascinating. But, like, it's a world that's ravaged by some crazy nuclear war, and people are trying to survive out there.
But it hasn't all been plain sailing. Shady Sands was...
Yeah, it's a nuclear apocalypse.
Founded by dwellers from Vault 15. A vault that was a social experiment gone awry when the dwellers, chosen because they held beliefs across the political spectrum, came into conflict.
Really? Really? Wait. Wait. Let me get this straight. You have these vaults where you're saving specific peoples of humanity, okay? And you decided that the best idea was to take people from different political spectrums to put them into one vault to try to adapt and live together in harmony. Why would you do that? And then they didn't get along, so they got out. No shit, Sherlock. You couldn't pick people that got along? Oh my god, bro. What is going on? Why would they do this? Why? Why Fallout? Please tell me there's some actual lore behind that, because that's funky as shit. It's like, yes, we have this new vault. We wanted to put in a lot of people, so we took this mega orthodox Christian and a trans person, and we've put them together in there. We've put white supremacists and black people together in the same vault to make friendship. Why would you do that? Okay, anyway, hey Aurora Phoenix, welcome to the stream. It's way too optimistic, bro. You're in a nuclear holocaust. This is a post-apocalyptic world. Don't be an optimist.
Group left.
Survive, goddammit.
And stole the vault's Gek.
This is the least fucked up vault. Oh my god.
When they did. That's a Garden of Eden creation kit. The crucial piece of pre-war technology that terraforms the wasteland to make it habitable. In Shady Sands, you're witnessing the birth of the new California Republic. which will be officially founded in 2189, 27 years
crazy.
after the first game begins. More on them later.
Vault 67 is just Nux and Shoe on Head reacting to each other's videos. No!
Back in the 2160s, the Wasteland is under threat. A group calling itself the Unity is growing.
Oh god, it's a cult! Bro, it's a cult!
Built with
No!
the aim of turning every human being into a super mutant. A giant green monster. Its leader is the Master.
Wood.
A mutant himself who wanted to use the Forced Evolutionary Virus, or FEV, to transform mankind. Like the Gek,
That's crazy. All right, so we got one vault of this weird political spectrum people that make some sort of republic where everyone fights, and then you got another vault which is run by this mutant fucking dude. What's the guy from Ninja Turtles? The brain guy. Dude looks like that.
the FEV is a key part of Fallout lore that will return time and time again. The quest for the water chips eventually leads the Vault Dweller into conflict
Yo, that guy's creepy as shit. Holy crap. He looks like parasite creatures.
with the Master. To pull off this final dramatic confrontation effectively, you'll have needed to explore the wasteland to get several key pieces of information, so that you can prove to the Master that the super mutants are sterile. This means that his all-mutant society
Yo, you stupid bitch. You turn everyone into mutants because they're superior and then they can't have children. Wow. Huge L. Krang, whatever your name is.
is doomed, because it will be impossible for them to reproduce. When the Master realizes this, he sets his base, the Cathedral, to explode.
He blows himself up. Oh my god, that's the worst villain of all time. Wait, are you is this seriously like one of the main villains in the Fallout lore? Is this guy who he starts mutating everyone and then realizes they can't have children and then he blows himself up? Please, no.
Scattering the Unity, known to others as the Master's army far and wide.
Wonderful. Amazing. I'm so proud of what you've accomplished, what you've endured.
Between
Thank you, Dad.
Fallout 1 and Fallout 2,
It's the Zeke Yeager plan. No, it's the Zeke Yeager plan.
we've actually got two spin-off games. These are the confusingly named Fallout Tactics Brotherhood of Steel, released in 2001, and Fallout Brotherhood of Steel, released in 2004. The former follows a Brotherhood...
Although, I do have to say, it is pretty cute. I'm sorry, going back. Just on the one brain tentacle parasite, the Maxim guy, not gonna lie, that dude did... That is pretty awesome. I do like a villain that sticks to their convictions. I mean, obviously, I'm only getting the briefest of rundown notes from this lore video here, but that's pretty crazy. Like, he was so convicted into making a better society, and he thought that building human hulks would be better for the sake of society to survive this insanely brutal wasteland that humanity managed to create, and he created the Brotherhood of Flaccid Steel, as my chat is putting it. But he was so convicted in his dream when he realized he was actually crippling the future of humanity, he blew himself up. Like, that's pretty awesome too. Like, I could see the villain actually being a goat. Like, if this Watch Mojo lore video didn't make him sound like an idiot.
campaign in the Midwest in 2197, as soldiers journey southwest to find the semi-mythical Vault Zero to claim its technology. They, again, come into conflict with mutants and a villain called the Calculator, a grotesque supercomputer powered by an amalgamation of real human brains.
Oh shit, it's ChatGPT!
Not too dissimilar to the Master himself. It's not clear which ending is the canon ending, but it almost certainly ends with the Brotherhood getting its hands on even more powerful world-ending technology, for better or worse.
Humanity once again starts to prosper.
The 2004 game, on the other hand...
Alright, okay. Dude, it's really... It's wild, though, right? It's very much different than, like, a Last of Us scenario, right? Because in like, The Last of Us, or... in all of those other, like, zombie-type shows, you have a story where people are trying to live, they don't want to get infected by the zombies and stuff. Here, every vault is designed differently, and each one becomes its own cult, right? It's like, what if only they were left? What would their society look like, right? That's wild and interesting. Is there like a breakdown of what went on in every single vault? I feel like that would be insane.
Is set 19 years on, in 2208, following an initiate recently brought into the Brotherhood. Interestingly, 2208 is the same year that the original Vault Dweller leaves their town Arroyo for good. Unfortunately, this game was critically panned and doesn't offer too much new. Though it is the only Fallout game set in Texas, taking place in the city of Carbon. You're fighting yet another army of mutants who are, in-game, modeling themselves on the Master.
Okay. He just blew himself up. He's just like the Master! Blows himself up.
Fallout 2 sees another big time
Yuck! Mutations, bro.
skip. It begins in the year 22...
Smeagol is the vault! I've exited the vault to find the nuclear holocaust!
41, and you're a new player character nicknamed the Chosen One, living
Oh, fuck. That's not good.
in Arroyo, grandchild of the Vault Dweller. At the end of the first game, the Vault Dweller returns
It is I, old Smeagol!
to Vault 13 to bring back the water chips, but was exiled by the Overseer. By 2167, Arroyo had been built in Northern California. But the town is hit by a severe drought, and there's only one thing that can
Yo! Now that's piercings, bro.
help another Gek.
Oh, yeah.
The Chosen One leaves to find it, but the Enclave soon emerge as a new threat. You find out that before the war, the US government made a lot of contingencies.
Yeah, for the rich people, we know. Thank you. No shit, Sherlock. Scary how every president flies out of a country before a war. Like, bro, come on, bro. You mean that the country had contingencies for the super rich people? No.
With many top government officials
No! The top government officials were the people that's crazy!
escaping nuclear annihilation and forming the Enclave.
Bro, it's literally Joe Biden! He looks like Biden! Bro! All we need is to see him fall down a flight of stairs a couple times and mess up a couple of words, and dude.
Which has been biding its
Jover.
time for over
Biden, it's time! I'm sorry, I had to. It was Biden his time. It was literally Biden his time.
150 years. Its main base is Control Station Enclave, an offshore oil rig, but it also has a major presence in Navarro, a military base on the west coast. The Enclave plan is, again, preoccupied with the forced evolutionary
Take his body, the doctor wanted a specimen.
virus. They want to modify it so that it's lethal and airborne, capable
Coronavirus!
of infecting and killing everybody in the wasteland.
Dude, why do you want this? You just went through a nuclear holocaust. Like, why are you trying to develop a virus that'll kill people in the wasteland? Bro.
When this is done, they'll move in and rebuild America to their own specifications.
America. It's like, I believe in democracy and freedom, but if you don't vote the way I want you to vote, I'm gonna kill you with a deadly virus. And then we're gonna vote. And then democratically we will choose the correct path. Peak democracy, bro. Listen, I want it to be done through voting. Now, we're gonna kill everyone who doesn't vote the way we want to vote. But technically, it's all through voting.
Obviously, you can't let this happen, because it turns out that while the Chosen One is successful at retrieving another Gek, the entire population of Arroyo has been kidnapped by the Enclave to serve as test subjects for the modified FEV. The Enclave is ultimately destroyed when the oil rig's nuclear reactor is detonated by the Chosen One.
It's crazy. I love how everyone ends up getting blown up by their own shit. Like, that's the ultimate moral of this story. War never changes. War never changes because ultimately it'll always develop into the point that no one wins. Even the victors didn't win, and eventually they will fucking die. These bullets are ballots and I'm casting my vote. Like, bro, war never changes because sooner or later your own hubris, your own technology, your own development is going to blow you up, now or in the future. Like, you look at every great nation that ever existed, and they've all been wiped out one time or another. Like, it's crazy. People never change, and war doesn't change. I think that Oppenheimer, the movie, great fucking movie. It deserves the love that it got. But the fact that, like, one of the major lines, like, the big line at the end of the movie, spoilers for, like, a sentence in the movie. It's not really a major spoiler, but it's a spoiler for a sentence in the movie. Your choice if you want to skip forward about 10 seconds. But the fact that Oppenheimer says that I was afraid that creating a nuclear bomb would make a chain reaction to destroy the world. And Einstein's like, well, aren't you happy that didn't happen and it didn't destroy the world? And he's like, I think it did create a chain reaction to destroy the world. You know? Like, a line like that it's just mind-boggling. Maybe it didn't destroy the world physically right now, but it did create a chain reaction. Spoilers for 1942! But, like, it's crazy because ultimately that victory and that war will be the undoing at some point. Unless world peace is magically discovered at some point, which, let's be real, that ain't happening until, Messiah. It's the only way I can see it.
He uses the Gek to turn Arroyo into a powerful force in the West. Crucially, by this point in time, the NCR has been founded officially and is building Shady Sands into one of the most
Bro, why would they make the Chosen One look like Smeagol? It's not fair!
advanced cities in the entire wasteland.
I have become Death, destroyer of Smeagol.
Proving once again that genocide is a viable solution to any problem.
That's the craziest soundbite I ever heard, bro. What? Wait, dude. No! Yo! Alright, one more time.
Once again, that genocide is a viable solution to any problem.
Bro, cook, bro. Oh my god, dude, that's the greatest quote I've ever heard. I have once again realized, and push my Aaron Yeager sunglasses higher on my face. I have realized genocide is the solution. I am become Nux, destroyer of women. No, chat, don't say that.
But it's time to skip another few decades, ending up in the year 2277,
Alright.
and in a brand new location, the
Alright.
Capital Wasteland, the ruins of Washington, D.C.
Ah,
A lot of
damn.
people joined the franchise with Fallout 3, with this game serving as their introduction to the world of Fallout. It starts officially in 2258, though,
Alright.
when the main character, this time dubbed the Lone Wanderer, is born.
The Lone Wanderer. That's so much worse than the Chosen One. Holy shit.
Your father, James,
Yes.
aka Liam
out of
Neeson,
here.
decides to break out of Vault 101, another Vault Tech experiment where the populace was ordered to never open the vault doors. The Lone Wanderer
Shit.
decides
Wait, never? So they really do intend to be in the vaults forever? Like, I know the vaults are a failsafe to keep some of humanity alive, but like, is the Lone Gooner ever gonna, like, is he supposed to leave the vault?
to follow him and is violently expelled from the vault.
That's
where you
crazy.
begin the long journey of tracking James down. Eventually, the Lone Wanderer discovers that they were born outside the vault and that the Observer remarkably let them and their father in.
Oh my
after their
God.
mother dies in childbirth right at the beginning. Their parents were working on something called Project Purity, a high-tech installation built around the Jefferson Memorial designed to deliver clean water to the wasteland. But it needs a Gek to get up and running properly.
Always the Gek, bro. Always the Gek, dude. I challenge Bethesda to come up with a story that isn't your family member went missing, go find them. Damn it! Why would you have to ruin all of the Bethesda games ever made in one sentence like that? God damn it!
And that
The Lone Wanderer. Typical Sniper Wolf fan. No, stop.
That's where James has gone. The Lone Wanderer tracks him down to Vault 112, where he's been trapped in a simulation called Tranquility Lane.
Dude, if I lived in freaking Fallout world, plug me the shit in. I will live in a simulation.
The simulation is being controlled by sadistic scientist Stannis Braun,
I take it back. Get me the hell out of there. No sadistic simulations. The world's enough. It's too much.
who incidentally is also the creator of the Gek. But unfortunately, Vault 112 doesn't have one. The Wanderer breaks James out by either going along with Braun or breaking his control of the simulation and freeing the residents.
Son, you've saved me.
Dude, I love the Liam Neeson voice and everything.
I was afraid I'd be trapped in there forever. It's so good to see you, but what are you doing here?
James
Well, I disobeyed the one order I was giving about staying in the vault, and I decided to leave.
rallies the former Project Purity scientists, now all working in Rivet City. They return to the Jefferson Memorial to get it up and running, but are thwarted by the Enclave, many of whom have
Goddamn.
survived the events of Fallout 2.
Wild. I mean, obviously, this was kind of expected. whenever a cult gets wiped out, it's always just before one of the random cult members survive to rebuild the same fucking cult.
To stop the Enclave's leader, Colonel Autumn, from activating the Purifier, James seals himself inside and gives his life, dying from the equipment's
No! You went all the way to save him and he just dies, bro? Oh, man.
Output. The Wanderer and the other scientists fight off the Enclave and flee through the sewers.
Well, that takes care of that.
Eventually finding
Really? That's the quote you're gonna show?
sanctuary in the ruins of the Pentagon, now renamed the Citadel and occupied by the Brotherhood of Steel.
Why would you rename the Pentagon the Citadel? It's the same shit.
This faction of the Brotherhood has, by now, gone against the group's original mission statement of hoarding technology for technology's sake. They want to help the people of the wasteland.
Oh god, dude. I love when cults want to help you. It's like, we are the Brotherhood. We want to extend our help to you. Don't you worry at all. It is what you truly desire in your heart. You just don't know it yet.
To rebuild.
We will now shoot you in the leg and force you to accept our help.
This has led to the formation of the Brotherhood Outcasts, who roam the wasteland in red power armor and dismiss outsiders. More on them later.
Really? The cult that wants to help people dismisses outsiders? That sounds pretty not helpful.
With the Brotherhood's help, the Lone Wanderer determines that Vault 87 still contains its Gek, the only one in the capital wasteland.
Ah, shit.
You've got two options for how to get in. Through the front door, which requires a lot of anti-rad medicine and equipment, or through the back tunnels, which require you to get in good with the people who live in the caves.
Yes. The day-old conundrum. Anal sex or regular sex? You see, if you go through the back tunnels, it is more difficult, it's a little harder, it's sometimes more painful. However, you know that there will not be lasting repercussions to your actions. However, if you go through the regular front gate, as they call it, sometimes it's easy, it's simple, it's much faster, however, sometimes there are unwanted side effects. This is a metaphor for something.
The catch is that these people are children, and in their town of Little Lamplight...
No! Why are there children in the back tunnels? Fucking goddamn it.
They hate adults and won't want to help.
You can't very well keep the peace if you've already lost it. So, bam!
Unless you do a
True, got him.
quest or pass a speech check. Whatever the case, the Wanderer gets into Vault 87 and acquires the Gek, only to be snatched by the Enclave at the last second. They awaken in the Enclave's high-tech base, Raven Rock, and make their way to the President of the United States, John Henry Eden, at his invitation.
Bro's just gonna be Biden.
Where they find out Enclave's
Bro's just gonna say, America.
grand plan, which is, yet again, to release the modified FEV and reclaim the wasteland. Eden is
That's crazy. It's wild to me that this whole idea, it makes sense, right? At the end of the day, what does any ruler want? More power. And as long as there are people out there that aren't willing to submit to your authority, you'd rather just get rid of them, bro. That's crazy. That's why every political spectrum spends half their time just trying to vilify the other side of the fucking political sphere. Dude, the amount of times you hear like right-wing people talking about how left-wing people are ruining the world and evil, and vice versa. You have liberals talking about how the right-wings are all just obviously horrible, evil people. That has become part of the creed of like every single political movement. It's despicable and disgusting.
Easily talked into blowing up
Says me, random internet animated figure on the online that that has no stake in the game.
Raven Rock, and the Wanderer makes their escape. The final assault begins, with the Brotherhood activating its enormous pre-war robot, Liberty
Pre-war mech that they've kept around.
Prime, and
how the hell do they have this thing? Nuclear-powered mechs? Oh, shit.
taking back Project Purity.
Revised stratagem. Initiate photonic resonance overcharge.
God, there's laser beams! Bro, this was in 1940, goddammit!
At the end of the game,
They found it in the Pentagon. Bro, the president's just the Rick and Morty president. He just has a random iron giant in the back, bro. Just goes to his basement to pull out the fucking nightmare frame.
The Lone Wanderer has two choices.
I'm just saying, bro. The original mech battles were when pregnant women battle. You see a fight between two pregnant women, and that's just prime mech fights.
Activate Project Purity themselves, dying in the process, or send Sarah Lyons, one of the Brotherhood, to do it instead, in which case, she dies. The game was later patched to give you the third option to send Fox, the super mutant companion, to do it, since
we'll just send out the mutant. Listen, we don't want him. You can have him. You go.
Fox is immune to radiation, but they don't actually die, because the Broken Steel DLC sees them awakening back in the Citadel.
Oh my god, they're these immortal mutant creatures that can't have children. He's immune to radiation. Utilize the shit.
From there, you're tasked with wiping out all that remains of the Enclave. Along the way, you'll also get abducted by aliens and have to fight your way off their ship. You'll help the Brotherhood outcasts to gain access to a pre-war stash of dangerous weapons. You'll journey on a riverboat to Maryland and have part of your brain removed. And
wait, what? You're just gonna gloss over the Maryland lobotomy that he's gonna be going through?
You'll return to Pittsburgh, seen much earlier in its history in Fallout 76, to free its slaves and cure its plague.
Don't worry about it. Sergeant Montgomery will be your squad commander, and he knows all the ins and outs of the team.
He had sex with everyone on the team?
Finally, we're moving on from the surprising density of Fallout 3.
That was wild, though. That is a whole ass ride. Oh my god. Wait, so you're really trapped? It's like it's a survival game, right? It's a survival game, and that's the wild setting. It's like the zombie apocalypse equivalent, except you're dealing with mutants and crazy post-nuclear disasters, cults, and different people that survived from a past age. Honestly, I like it. I like that a lot. I like the idea that, like, think about it for a second, right? Like, that's crazy, right? Most zombie games or survival games you don't have, like, the survivors that knew this was a very likely possibility and set up these vaults ahead of time that you might survive, right? In The Last of Us, everyone was struck by this virus at the same time, right? The Walking Dead, all of a sudden, everyone became zombies at the same time. No one saw that shit coming, right? Like, now it's a war, right? It was literally the repercussions to the actions taken by the government. Of course, there was a failsafe that the uber rich had set up just in case. I like that. That's pretty baller.
2010's Fallout New Vegas, where we return to the West to see the expanding NCR, which is now one of the most powerful forces in the Wasteland, come up against a new faction, Caesar's Legion. The Legion model
It all goes back, bro. It all goes back.
Themselves on ancient Rome and have brought peace and security with them from Arizona.
We are the Arizonian Romans. We have peace.
Albeit peace and security enforced strictly by slavery and crucifixions.
They really use. They say we will model ourselves off the ancient Romans. Bring in the slaves. Time to crucify people.
The two groups are fighting for control of the Hoover Dam and subsequently
Hoover Dam.
Vegas. We're also going to catch back up with Mr. House, owner of Robco.
Yeah, well, we knew this guy would be back. This is one rich fucker survived and became the Caesar.
Still controls Vegas from the shadows. Since the war, Vegas has regained its pre-war reputation for hedonism, with large casinos now run by the three families.
Yo, is he digging? He's digging him a grave while he's still alive. No.
They were originally wasteland tribes that Mr. House saw potential in, giving them control of the Tops, the Ultra Lux, and Gamora.
That's crazy. Mr. House, uber rich guy. He fucking Eminence in Shadow over here. Runs the entire city from the shadows. Took street gangs and put them in charge. My god.
While he kept control of the Lucky 38. The game opens with you, Courier 6, being shot in the head and buried in a shallow grave in Good Springs in 2281. You wake.
Dude, why is every protagonist in the Fallout series lobotomized? God damn it, can we have one Fallout character that didn't get shot in the head or get surgery on their brain or get their fucking lobes nommed on?
Wake up with no memory of your previous life and decide to hunt down the man who shot you, tracking him all the way to Vegas. The courier discovers that this was Benny, the leader of the chairman who...
That is the least intimidating name in the history of time. My boss shot me in the head. He's too dangerous. We don't want to take him down. They call him Benny.
Run the tops. He killed the courier to retrieve the coveted platinum chip, which they were trusted to deliver to the Lucky 38.
Truth is, the game was rigged from the start.
Damn. That's where that line comes from.
It turns out that the platinum chip is a computer chip, carrying upgrades to
the chip is a chip. That's crazy.
The Securitron robots that patrol the strip and keep its citizens and Mr. House.
Do they have these nuclear robots just rolling around?
Protected from the NCR and the Legion. There are 4 ways the courier can proceed. They can side with the NCR, the first and largest faction they encounter, and work to reclaim the Hoover Dam and the city for California.
Dude, how old is this game? I feel like we don't get games like this anymore.
They can work with the Legion and do the opposite.
Right, when it really gives you choices like this, that's crazy.
Undermining the NCR from within and dispatching Mr. House. They can take Mr. House's side.
No, don't dispatch Mr. House. He's so rich and shadowy. Rich people can't get hurt. There are no repercussions to the actions of rich people.
Have absolute control with his upgraded army. Or finally, they can take Benny's plan for themselves and become his legacy, creating a truly independent Vegas. We don't know which
an independent Vegas. Like Vegas is really dependent right now. Come on. That's what Vegas wants you to think. All right, bro, come on.
The 4 endings is canon, despite widespread debate, and we won't know until the series revisits the Mojave.
That's crazy. Dude, I wish we got games like this. We don't get games like that anymore with options that varying in intensity. That like you could really replay the game multiple times. That doesn't exist. Now we get people freaking arguing about if the woman is too sexy for the video game or not on Twitter.
Don't disable. I have nothing to say.
Yeah, you don't even have a penis.
But we're traveling all the way back to the East Coast for Fallout 4.
Let's go!
After being sealed in cryostasis for decades, the sole survivor
hey, I remember them.
Is briefly awakened.
Let's go, baby!
Only to see a hardened mercenary kidnap their newborn son and kill their spouse.
Of course, obviously. Duh.
Before they're sealed away again. They finally wake for good in 2287, 6 years after New Vegas, and leave Vault 111 to track down their son, Sean. This search...
Every time! He wakes up in the middle of nowhere. He has to track down the missing family member. Dude, why?
Takes them to Diamond City almost immediately, a large settlement built in the ruins of Fenway Park in Boston. They learn about an alleged conspiracy by members of a shadowy group that may or may not exist called the Institute, to kidnap and replace the citizens of the Commonwealth with synths. By tracking down the mercenary who kidnapped their son and getting the help of one of the factions, the sole survivor discovers that not only is the Institute and its plan real, but that its leader is their son Sean, who's far older than initially thought. We then head into Act 2 of the game, where the sole survivor helps all 4 factions until reaching various points of no return.
You'll accomplish your task and ruin humanity's best hope for the future. The only question left then is why you're standing here. Is it regret? Or did you just come to gloat?
Real. Pettiness. Pettiness is the greatest fucking power. Dude, nothing is as powerful as a petty man. A petty man could do anything.
If they decide that Sean is right, there's another plan to get rid of the current human population with pure, non-irradiated people, albeit not by releasing a dangerous virus.
Ooh.
They side with the Institute and destroy the other factions, taking the Commonwealth for good. Alternatively, they can side with the Brotherhood of Steel. This is another iteration of the East Coast Brotherhood. But now, they've only got one mission: purge the world of synths, mutants, and anything else that isn't completely human. Third,
of course. There we go. Dude, why does everything need to become like this wildly cultish shit? It's like everything that isn't completely human must be eradicated. We must remove them. No more Hulk things.
Team up with the Railroad. They want to destroy the Institute and the Brotherhood because they threaten the synths and their freedom. But they don't care half as much about humankind. Finally, you've got the Minutemen, who just want to protect the people of the Commonwealth. Only the Minutemen and the Railroad can coexist. The other factions all demand you destroy 2 of the others, leaving the Minutemen alone in most cases. Whether Fallout 4 has a canon ending or not, we also don't know.
You don't know if any of the endings of any of these games have any sort of canon. Dude, I'm glad that this show is actually good. I'm gonna watch the shit out of this show. Holy crap.
And likely won't until
I feel like I got the basic idea for the lore of these games, but the intricacies were all totally lost on me based on just the fact that there was just so much information here.
Next game in the series.
Ripped apart and put back together. I hoped
playing Naruto swing music in the background.
I could find my family, cheat time, make us whole again.
But
damn, I feel like the ultimate moral of all this is that violence solves 100% of the problems that are started by violence. Real. The Minutemen are the most good people, but also the most annoying. Let's go! Annoying good people. That's what I aim to emulate in my daily life. This was good.
That brings us to the present day in Fallout terms. 2296.
Alright, so what's going on?
9 years after the events of Fallout 4.
Wait, so the show takes place in the most recent future?
And the blockbuster television show that opens in Vault 33.
Yo! Wait! So the TV show is the most modern. It's not actually adapting any of the games, but it's just taking place in the same world? Bro, that's amazing! Oh my god, that's how you adapt a fucking video game. You don't need to go bit by bit and chomp on exactly what happens in the video game word for word with the same characters. Oh my god, that's incredible. I have so much hope for this. Yo! Dude, I love that we just went through like the whole riveting lore. Because the thing is, the world is broken. It is an absolutely, positively broken world, ravaged by a nuclear war that wiped out so much. You have so many people that are just stuck in different vaults, different societies, different cults, different religions that are emerging from the ashes of what civilization used to be. Rich people that survived because of failsafe plans, cryogenically survived people looking for lost family members and trying to find their connections. Rich guy that managed to turn freaking Las Vegas into some sort of wild utopia in this crazy, disturbed world. People trying to find new, better ways to better humanity. Of course, all these different factions would exist in a world ravaged by a war like this. Show me an intricate new outlook. Don't just adapt some shit, and they actually did that!
3. Vault 33 is also in the ruins of Los Angeles.
Dude, there is so much to explore here. I'm so happy that that's how they're going about it.
Last seen as the Boneyard in Fallout 1.
That is a
It's
big
in the Los
cockroach.
Angeles Vault, a demonstration vault built by Vault.
No, tumbleweeds. Nuclear tumbleweeds.
Tech that was fully functioning and used as a shelter, where the Master originally waited to build his army. And it's very...
Right, the Master was the tentacle guy. Yo, it's Bill, or whatever his name is, from Lost. Dude, great actor.
very close to Shady Sands, now
Dude, I love whenever every role this guy's in.
supposedly the sprawling capital of the new California Republic, unless the Legion has had something to say about that. Todd Howard said that he didn't want the TV show to build much on the existing lore, but we can't help but wonder why, if that's the case, LA was chosen as the setting at all.
That's a little scary, honestly. They don't want to build on the existing lore. That's not a great sign.
Lucy!
Lucy, no! You mustn't!
We'll have to
She
wait
left the vault. Bro! Noseless guy!
to see whether the show sticks to the established Fallout timeline or veers off in another direction.
I am so ready. I'm gonna love this show.
That was the Fallout timeline explained.
I do not think you would be willing to do what it takes to survive up here.
Check out these other great...
That was a good video. Rare Watch Mojo W, I guess. But that was good shit. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you joining me on this journey. This was my 100% blind reaction to Fallout lore. And I am, if I get 10,000 likes, I will do the Internet Historian on Fallout 76, as well as maybe a lore breakdown of all the different vaults. Let me know if you want me to do that. And stay weird, fam. If you made it to the end, click one of these 2 videos, which also will definitely get me canceled. See you live on Kick. Stay weird, fam.